Hello, welcome to MoreBikes.co.uk. We're here with global traveller Nathan Millward. Nathan has on other videos explained what you need to think about if you're going to do a trip. He's also taken us around his BMW GS and told us about the things he's bolted on there and what he finds useful. Now, for a man who's done thousands of miles travelling the world, you want to find out what kit he's found. Nathan, in this big world that we travel in motorcycling, you can go and get all sorts of riding kit. Different leather, different textiles, 2-piece, 1-piece, 5-piece, whatever. You've done a lot of miles, you've whittled it down to your favourite kit, and you've brought this along for us today. Let's start with your head. What's the helmet that you've decided on? You've had a chance to test a lot of helmets out there. What helmet have you decided on as the one that you like to travel in?
I get for this trip, just the Arai Tour X4.
Right, let's have a look at this then.
Yeah, I just find it really comfortable.
Is it a Tour X4, yeah?
Tour X4, yeah, Tour X4. Yeah, it's the second one I've had. I just do like Arais. When we used to motocross when we were 10, we used to have Arais, and my dad said, if you got a £10 head, put a £10 helmet on it. So that's because I'd always say, why do we spend so much on helmet, Dad? And he'd say, well, because, £10 head, £10 helmet. So I like that, and I got a Chaser V as well, which is what the wife wore on that trip. Okay. In a sense, it's probably overkill for a trip across America. So an open face would probably be better for America.
Why did you say that?
Just because you're not going massively fast, you're not riding like a madman, and it's hot. Death Valley were 50 degrees and we were in full face helmets and textiles. So you overdress to an extent. I couldn't be supposed bothered to go out and get another helmet, so I thought I'd take what I've got. And in her case, I wanted it fully protected regardless of heat. Yeah, I think that's the thing. We saw lots of guys on Harleys out there and they'd be in t-shirts, shorts and flip-flops and open face helmets, which is what I wore across Sydney to Alaska on my postie bike. But on that I was doing 35 mile an hour, and shorts and a t-shirt for me were perfectly adequate. On a bike like this, I think it's sensible to be properly kitted up.
You need something a bit more substantial, don't you? With the Tour X4, what is it in particular you like about it? Is it the fit? Take people through if they haven't seen it before.
I just really like the
venting, etc.
No, I don't even know about the venting. I find it hard to tell whether a helmet's got good venting or not. I just like it. It feels nice on your head. It's nice and comfortable. I don't get the pressure point on the front. Yeah.
Show everybody the inside of it so they can see the interior, because it's quite plush, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a plush helmet. They're not cheap, are they? And I got my friend were able to get it because he worked there, so I can't say I even paid for it with my own money. Which
all right.
But I would have chosen it anyway.
Yeah, with what you do, you have the opportunity to get a lot of helmets. So you have tried a lot of helmets, but this is the one that when push came to shove, you grabbed. Yeah. That's what we want to get across here. Is when you want something, you grab that one because you know it works.
I would have chosen this one regardless.
What about the visor? How's that?
It goes up and down, and you can see through it. But it didn't have a tint on it. No.
And do you have a good? Is it a good wide opening at the front?
Yeah.
Do you have good peripheral vision?
It's not. There are, but the AGV is probably a bit wider, and I think the new Touratech one's wider as well. There's a few that are wider. But I just don't like the fit as much as I like this. I just really like the comfort. It's probably not the lightest helmet either. And I don't think you can sometimes get a bit of pressure on the front of the helmet, pushes your head down. Yeah. Some others are better for that.
But you can just pop the peak off that, can't you? Ride without it.
You can. But then I don't look like an adventurer, do I?
It always comes back to that.
The Chaser V probably is my the other RI I've got, which is just a few years old and quite battered, but I think that is probably a better helmet than this because it hasn't got that.
Well, from your point of view, if you're saying that you like it, that's your test, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you write that. Did you run any Bluetooth systems or anything like that when you're out there?
No, Bluetooth. We discussed before we went. We didn't want intercom, so. We didn't want to be able to talk to each other. So, to be honest, I'm like
I can understand what Sarah's point of view. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty low tech, and I don't really care what I wear to a large extent.
Hang on, no, you do as long as it works, don't you?
It works as long as it's functional. This is effectively what I wore across America, so I've got a pair.
Hang on. We'll get to your boots. Early? Yeah, we'll get your boots and jeans in a second.
Okay. Only
reason I say that is because I want to. That's the helmet. Stick the helmet back on the seat, and we'll talk about your jacket because I want to go top to bottom, if that makes sense. So, can you remember what the name of this is? It's a Wolf
Titanium. Again, it was given to me by a friend about 5 years ago. And he'd never worn it, so he gave it to me, and I just love the fit of it. I think it's a really nice tailored fit, and it's a shame that Wolf aren't doing as much to push their products as they could have, because I think it's a really nice jacket. I mean, it's a jacket I wore on the New York to Alaska trip on the postie bike.
Right, okay.
So it's actually the first protective jacket I wore on that bike, because I only wore it because it was cold and this was a bit warm. So it's well. I mean, it's
proper worn.
It's worn. Yeah, I mean, it's.
So how many miles have you done in this? Do you reckon? Roughly.
20,000.
20,000 miles.
Not
in it.
massive, but
Is it waterproof?
No,
Doesn't feel
no, it's not anymore. I think Kagools are the best. All this about laminate clothing and jackets, spending the £800 on a laminate jacket when you could put £10 Kagool over that and it'd be more waterproof.
Right.
And
That's a really good
Kagools are just excellent. They're so small to compact down. Yeah. You put it over the top, and as soon as it stops raining, you take it off, and you don't, because it breathes. You see.
Yeah. And I suppose this jacket has. Hold that up. I can't do it with one hand. Go on. I suppose. Yeah, you've got your kidney, your bum bag there. You could put a Kagool in there, couldn't you?
No, I didn't realise I got that on there.
You probably didn't either. That's the whole point about Nath. How long have we known each other?
Wow.
You probably didn't know that, did you? But it looks like you've got decent venting on it, at least. And as long as you can open the vents and stay cool when you want
the fact it doesn't look like I don't like the modern adventure textile look, with the panelling and the strapping and it looks like I'm going on a safari type. I don't like that. I think it's overkill. I think in a few years' time we'll look back at it with the same dismay as we look at the 90s leathers.
Really?
I think we'll think...
Hey, don't knock 90s leathers. Nothing with electric worm.
Exactly. I think in 5 years we'll be like, what were we wearing? Why did we wear that stupid panelled... I mean, I love summer Touratech stuff, but that yellow Campanero stuff, where it's like yellow and grey. Right. What? You can't seriously walk into an American diner dressed like that, can you?
Yeah, but is that it? I mean, to ride, if you were spending all day riding in that kit, it's got great venting, it's waterproof, everything's good, right? Okay,
yeah,
bear with me on this. Bear with me on this. But are you saying that it's when you get off the bike and you walk into a bar, you want to leave, you put the helmet on the table, you want to feel like
you feel like a normal person, and I think that's probably the difference. If you're going down Africa and every day you're riding, every day's dusty and every day's off-road and you stood up, then maybe you need kind of that garment. But on our American trip, we were doing 150 miles a day, and then half a day we'd be either having lunch or walking around and So I don't want to look like a Wally who's just got off his adventure bike. I kind of want to look like a normal guy.
Yeah, I get you.
So that's why this jacket obviously is good. And then, am I allowed to talk about my jeans yet?
Yeah, not yet. About we'll get to them. You're dead keen, aren't you? Get to the gloves. Let's have a quick...
these are just ones I put on for today because it's cold. These are RST. These have been actually excellent, really good. I don't know what...
You've got no idea.
I don't know what they are. No.
The RST, they're waterproof stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been waterproof and warm. I've ridden them in them.
A couple of years,
yeah.
Did you have these on the V-Strom launch?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I've had them a while, and I think they're really comfortable, excellent gloves.
Okay, are these out? I don't know what they're called. You've worn them so much. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? Look, these are the RST. I tell you what, the RST stuff is good.
Yeah,
I think it's really good kit.
Yeah, I've got the RST Adventure suit as well, and that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got it in that Wally panelled grey, and they do a black, and I've got
the black.
Yeah, the black's good
black
stuff.
Really works.
It
really
does.
works. I mean, it's in terms of kit, really good venting, really good protection. Like I say, waterproof. These are bad gloves. You should get some new ones off RST. Mind you, what's the point? You wouldn't be happy with them, would you?
Well, no.
No, because you've got your old favourites that are a bit knackered and you like them.
Yeah, you just got to wear what's comfortable, haven't you? I mean, it's a shame I didn't bring the gloves because they are just Fury guns that I was given about 6 years ago, and all the stitches have gone in between fingers, but they're amazingly comfortable. You put your glove down and it forms the shape of your hand on the table. Yeah. Yeah. And they are so comfortable. They've got perforated holes in them. They're like a summer glove with a plastic sheath. And they're what I wore across America, and they're just spot on.
There's a lot to be said for comfort, isn't there? I mean, ultimately, comfort will.
You've got to be comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, you're never gonna. You got to feel. You got to feel right in what you're wearing.
So one thing I've noticed, you turned up here, you just took your jacket off. We wheeled the bike into the studio. One thing I have noticed is that you didn't really wear a back protector or anything like that. What's your what? How do you go about with body armor? Do you bother with that when you're doing your tours or your trips?
I don't have knee protection in my jeans or anything. No. I think...
You hurt yourself on any of these tours?
No, I mean, ideally you go... But then where does it stop? Do you go as far as a inflatable jacket and a neck brace? I think end of the day, you're on a motorbike. And motorbiking only ever became cool and fashionable when people used to ride in the 50s in, like leather chaps or whatever, open face helmets. And I think I personally don't like all this IVIS nonsense. I think you're on a bike, as soon as you step on a bike, you put yourself in harm's way. And that's a chance you take. And if I fall off and break something, then
so be it.
So be it. And if, to be honest, if I get hit by a car or fall off at high speed on this, it doesn't matter whether I'm wearing a bit of foam on my back or not. I'm going to be mushed, aren't I? Is what I think. So
I love you.
I'd rather be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I'd rather die comfortably than be paralysed. Feeling uncomfortable.
Keep it light. For God's sake, keep it light.
But no, I'm talking stupidly, but
it's comfort.
It's comfort. I just don't. Because I just don't know where it'd stop if you start going down that route.
No. I think you're right to. I think you're right to have that attitude. Whatever your happiest thing.
Yeah.
If you're happy on the bike, you're going to be thinking more about it. You're more alert, aren't you? If you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I think also that mentally, if you know it's going to hurt, if it's going to fall off, I think too many people can put too much false hope in being saved by these gadgets they've got. The headlight jacket, the back protector. So maybe they're right. Yeah, so their riding becomes a little bit more reckless, and therefore the chance of them needing that protection probably increases. I think if you're riding around knowing, I'm got a jacket on, but it's not overly protected. I ride. I'd like to think I ride quite sensibly anyway. I'm not a fast, mad-head rider. I don't do stupid things. So I think what I wear fits with how I ride.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy about this because we can talk about your jeans. Because you're dead keen to talk about your jeans.
Yeah, I like jeans.
So Joe with the camera, you're going to have to come around and have a look at these jeans. Go on, mate. Let's tell everyone what these jeans are. Who made them?
Resurgence Voyagers. These are full CE level 2. Kevlar or Kevlar equivalent, I can't remember. No, I just love them because they don't necessarily look like a pair of Kevlar protective jeans. They're a nice fit, comfortable. They're a little bit warm when you're in the desert, I must admit, being
at 50 degrees.
At 50 degrees because the full Kevlar. A part protective C level 1 would probably have been better for the America trip, but again, these are what I had, so these are what I wore.
Right.
But no, I just really like the look, the feel, the fitment. Because a lot of the ones you test, the Kevlar jeans, they look like Kevlar jeans.
Yes, yeah.
And again, I got married in these. These are my wedding jeans. And I don't think you could get married in all Kevlar jeans because they'd be obviously Kevlar jeans. But these were my wedding jeans and actually my wedding boots as well. This is how I got married.
With your wedding boots?
I got married in a pair of Gain all-terrain boots.
That's nice. Let's have a look at
the again, these are my current favourite sort of adventure boot. I thought the Gain all-terrains. And what I like about them, I just like that they're different. They're not black, they're not clunky, they're not got covered in black plastic heels. They're very comfortable to walk in, quite soft. So they're not, in a sense, they've not got that much ankle protection. So if you're doing any serious enduro or anything like that, you'd need more. Yeah. But for an all-round adventure boot, they're fully waterproof, Gore-Tex liner. And I just like them. They remind me of a pair of Clark's shoes.
Yeah, I was just about to say something like that because they've got quite a thin sole on them, haven't they?
Yeah. They're almost like a trials boot.
Yeah.
So they've got a good grip, great to walk in. I mean, they were a little bit hot in the desert again. Like I had to roll my trousers up because with the installation of a pair of Kevlar jeans over a Gore-Tex boot.
You damn sexy thing.
Yeah, it was sexy. So again, they're just comfortable. Yeah. I like wearing them.
Which is fair enough. And in terms of kit, I mean that's it. A simple jacket, simple boots, jeans, gloves, and lid.
You just got to wear what you feel comfortable in. Don't feel pressure to wear something you don't want to wear. And equally, if you really feel comfortable in your gaudy textile, then that's cool. Yeah. But I don't think people should feel that they have to wear that or feel that they have to conform to the adventure.
The thing about adventure riding that we've all learned over the past couple of years is that adventure riding can be what you want it to be.
Yeah, and I think adventure riding slows you down. I think we've got to remember adventure riding is very different, or travel riding is very different to, sports bike riding. Yeah. If you're going to ride in Germany, generally you'd like most people slow down a little bit. And
if you slow everything down to take in the view, you're going to be slow.
Yeah, you probably don't quite need as much protection. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm sure people will complain.
They will complain.
Well, no, they won't subscribe to that point of view. But
no, I agree. I don't really think people should subscribe to my point of view. Just saying it's my point of view. Yeah,
absolutely fine, mate. Listen, thanks very much for talking.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it. Nathan Millward there on the kit to take while you're touring, riding, adventure riding, call it what you will. The base message is be comfortable when you're on the bike. Thanks for watching More Bikes. Stay tuned for plenty more on our video channel.